Brazil is a big country in South America, like Argentina. You've probably heard of it, especially if you like soccer. Many people travel to Brazil to experience different cultures, party at night, and enjoy delicious food that's affordable. Brazil is very big, but most tourists visit two main cities, Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. These cities capture the essence of Brazil. First, let's talk about Sao Paulo. It's the biggest city in Brazil, with over 22 million people living there. That's a lot of people, making it one of the top 5 most populated cities in the world. To imagine how big it is, think of places like Shanghai, New Delhi, or Tokyo. Sao Paulo is a bustling city with a lot to offer, no matter your interests. From trendy parties to quiet streets, there's something for everyone. The city is located in the southeastern part of Brazil, in a state of the same name. It's like the United States, where each big area has its own government. This southeastern region is hilly and is the heart of industry, business, and banking for all of South America. Even though Sao Paulo isn't on the oceanfront, it's still pretty close to the beach. The city itself is quite impressive, especially from a high viewpoint. There are lots of tall buildings like offices, alongside flowing rivers. It's a busy place, with lunchtime traffic being particularly hectic. The buildings show influences from both Portugal and Spain in their architecture. Sao Paulo has a mild climate year-round, so it's common to see people relaxing in the squares dressed casually. There's a lot of freedom in Brazil, and people can explore the city easily on foot. The streets are full of life, with music playing and people dancing, even on cloudy days. Paulistanos, as the people of Sao Paulo are called, know how to have a good time, no matter the economic climate. Sao Paulo is a city that thrives on fun and relaxation. People here enjoy a laid-back lifestyle and make the most of every day. They tend to be confident and comfortable in their own skin. You'll see a lot of people with lighter skin tones, which reflects the history of European immigration to Brazil, especially from countries like Italy, Portugal, and Spain. This mix of cultures has created a population with a strong European influence. The city itself is full of life and energy, and it's not all about football. The streets are generally clean, although you'll also see a lot of graffiti art, sometimes with messages about the high cost of living. Paulistanos, people from Sao Paulo, love being out and about, and the city comes alive at night. It's a great place to meet new people if you're traveling solo, as there's always something going on and people are friendly and welcoming. Just be prepared for the lively atmosphere. Even on cloudy days, the streets are full of people enjoying themselves. Sao Paulo can get electric when the local soccer team is playing, with tens of thousands of fans cheering them on in local bars and restaurants. While the city offers a fun lifestyle, it's not necessarily the best place to make a lot of money. The average salary in Sao Paulo is around $600–700 USD per month. Renting an apartment can be expensive too, costing around $1,000 USD per month. These nicer apartments tend to be occupied by immigrants from Europe and the United States. The good news for visitors from wealthier countries is that the lower average income in Brazil means your money goes further. You can enjoy luxuries in Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro that might be out of reach for locals. Brazil also has a great perk for permanent residents: free healthcare through state hospitals. This is a big advantage because medical care can be expensive in many countries. Finally, Brazilians love their red meat. Even with the high cost of living, they still enjoy a good steak, similar to Argentina's famous love of barbecue. Sao Paulo is a city full of friendly faces. While English isn't commonly spoken, you'll find the locals to be very welcoming to foreigners, even if Brazil's economy isn't at its strongest right now. Here's a reality check to help understand the situation. Brazil's wages are generally lower than in many countries. This affects Sao Paulo too, with the minimum wage around $250 USD per month, and unemployment rising to about 8.5%. High taxes and a lower purchasing power make things more expensive. For example, an iPhone 15 Pro Max that costs $1,100 USD in the US can be over $1,800 USD in Brazil due to taxes, making it the most expensive country to buy that phone. This economic situation, unfortunately, leads to a higher number of favelas and homeless people in Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo has some of the world's largest favelas, neighborhoods where people live in poverty. One famous favela is Heliopolis. Unfortunately, people from favelas often face discrimination when looking for jobs, both in Brazil and abroad. This is because many see favelas as dangerous places, and visitors are sometimes warned not to go there. Life in Sao Paulo's favelas can be tough. With limited government support, these neighborhoods often lack proper resources. Many residents struggle financially, and some may even turn to gangs out of desperation. Despite the hardships, there's a strong spirit in the favelas. People, especially the children, have beautiful smiles and hopeful expressions. Football is a huge dream for many favela kids. They dream of becoming superstars. And with Brazil's rich history of football legends coming from these very neighborhoods, their dreams aren't just a fantasy. There are many examples of kids from favelas who rose to become some of the world's most famous football players. Life in rural Brazil can be even tougher, with some families facing extreme poverty. If they hadn't moved to the city, their situation might be even worse. However, favelas also have their downsides. Many cities, including Sao Paulo, now have dangerous and marginalized favela neighborhoods. Tourists often avoid favelas because of their reputation. For locals, these are just their neighborhoods, and they might be curious to see a foreigner. It's important to remember favela just means a big community, and the people living there are aware of the challenges they face. Some families, hoping for a better life for their children, choose international adoption programs. Now, let's move on to Rio de Janeiro. This city is like Sao Paulo's younger brother, with 7 million people and its own state capital. Unlike Sao Paulo, Rio sits right on the beach, so weekend getaways are a breeze. While they seem close on a map, these cities are actually 500 kilometers apart, which is about a 6-hour drive or a 1-hour flight. If you can only visit one city, Rio might be the better choice for its beachy vibes. Rio de Janeiro is known as the heart of fun in Brazil. It's where you'll find the most energetic people and the liveliest entertainment scene. Leblon Beach is especially popular, with crowds all the time, no matter where you look. Interestingly, people there seem to prefer relaxing on the sand, chatting with friends, or simply enjoying the ocean view rather than swimming. Here's something to keep in mind if you're from a more conservative culture. Nudity is more common on Rio's beaches. Brazilian women tend to embrace a glamorous and revealing beach style, something you might find interesting or perhaps a little uncomfortable. If you're traveling with a partner, be prepared for some potential jealousy. Rio de Janeiro isn't all about beaches. You can also enjoy amazing city views by hiking up to Sugarloaf Mountain, or take a cable car for an even higher perspective. Of course, Rio is famous for Christ the Redeemer statue, one of the new 7 wonders of the world and a true symbol of Brazil. This giant statue of Jesus Christ overlooks the city. But Rio also knows how to party. Every February or March, the city explodes with the world-famous carnival. It's considered the biggest festival on earth, with incredible samba dance parades that come alive on the streets. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe for more content like this.